Movement is the ultimate medicine. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why you should be moving today and every day. 1, you're going to have more energy, not less. It's very counterintuitive. There's a bunch of scientific research to back this up. 2, your brain just works better. You can decide easier, you can make better decisions, and you can manage your emotions in a better way. So I'll share with you more. 3rd, you're building your future self. So you're going to extend your life by measurable amount of time. And not only just extending your life, you're going to be living a healthier lifestyle. So that's another great reason to continue moving every day. 4th, stress has to go somewhere. So exercise can actually help you deal with stressful situations. We don't always love to get into stressful situations. Sometimes we can't control it, but when it happens, you can deal with it better. 5th, you'll actually sleep better. So let me share with you the studies and break down some of these for you so that you understand and know that it's actually not just my opinion, it is scientifically backed. So first of all, there's something called RCT, which is a randomized controlled study. It means that people are either randomly placed in group A or randomly placed in group B. So there's no cherry picking of like all the healthy people in one side and all the other people in the other. So it's all randomized. So in a bunch of different studies, in 2022, there is a meta-analysis. And what that means is a study of studies in the frontiers of psychology. And basically they analyzed 81 different randomly controlled trials with 7,050 participants. And they found basically exercising decreases how tired you feel, decreases fatigue, while increasing energy and increasing vitality. And in 89% of the people who were in the activity group, they experienced an increase of energy. 84% experienced a decrease of fatigue. So there are measurable outcomes here. And it's not just one study, it's a bunch of different studies. In 2006, there was an analysis of 70 randomly controlled trials involving 6,800 participants in the Psychology Bulletin. And their finding is that 90% of all the studies show that sedentary people who sit frequently and for most of the day, who started exercising, reduced fatigue. So you don't have to be fit to exercise. You can be wherever you are and start today. And that they basically showed that 90% of people who moved experienced a reduction of fatigue compared to the non-exercisers. One more thing that I'm going to share with you on this point. In 2008, a randomly controlled trial published in Psychotherapy and Psychosomatics demonstrated that even low intensity exercise improved energy in adults with persistent fatigue. So if you're feeling tired, if you're consistently tired, the energy drink's not going to do it. Maybe it'll be temporary, but that's not a lasting solution and it is likely to reduce your health. What is better is to just move. Movement is medicine. We'll come back to this point many times. But there's studies that active adults had a 39% reduced risk of experiencing low energy compared to the sedentary group. And for people with chronic conditions, in 2023, there's a scientific report and meta-analysis of 33 randomly controlled trials found resistance training, that is effectively moving weights, produced larger effects on fatigue reduction. So pick up some weights, start moving. You could be walking, like low intensity or high intensity exercises will improve. And it takes time though, it's not like a one-day thing. So a lot of these studies were done over the course of several weeks, 16 to 24 weeks, showing the best benefits. Point number 2, exercising produces measurable structural changes in the brain. This one's pretty cool. So in a University of Pittsburgh study, 120 older adults were either aerobic walking or stretching for 1 year, and versus like a randomly controlled trial, which is that some other of the people are not doing those things. And in that group, the active group showed a 2% increase in hippocampal volume. Now, I'm no brain scientist, but what that means is that your brain actually physically grows. Your hippocampus volume grows. That's pretty interesting. And that's in the active group. In the non-active group, over 1 to 2 year period, the same duration, they actually saw a decline of 1.4%. So either your brain's growing physically in the active group, or your brain's shrinking. And that's pretty wild to me. So it is not only that your brain is increasing in mass or volume, but there's cognitive performance. So in a 2024-2025 umbrella meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports and Medicine, pooled together 133 different reviews and 2,724 randomly controlled trials with over 250,000 participants. So the key finding is that cognition improved significantly. Memory showed meaningful gains too. And same with executive function. So that's like your decision making. So not only is your brain growing in volume in those older adults that study, but it's functioning better. You can remember more. Your general cognition is better, and you're able to make decisions better and hopefully make smarter decisions. So that's pretty wild. Exercise helps your brain. Now, there's no brain curls, but if you're moving, it helps your brain. So keep moving. That's the key takeaway here. And beyond that, you're going to live longer. So cardiorespiratory fitness ranks among the strongest mortality predictors. So in a study tracking 122,000 people over the average of 8.4 years, so it's a pretty long study, 8 years, low fitness was associated with a 5x higher mortality risk. That's 500%. You're 500% more likely to die if you are not active. So that is, very telling. Now it exceeds the risk of smoking. So if you're smoking and sitting, it's time to get up and move. And there's no upper limit to the benefit that was observed, according to this study. Now, it's not just one study. There's a Copenhagen study in males, and of course this same is likely to apply in females, but this study was done in males, published in the Journal of American College of Cardiology in 2018, followed 5,100 men, approximately, for 46 years. So it's a really long study. And it's one of the largest or longest follow-up fitness research studies ever conducted. And men with above normal fitness level lived an average of 4.9 years longer than those in the normal fitness. So that means that if you're moving, you're more likely to live roughly 5 years longer. And that's over the course of 46 years. But it's not about, going after it today and, trying to, run a marathon today and then sit on your butt for the rest of the year. No, it's about consistency. So these are over 46 years and men who are consistently active. So that's pretty powerful. A few other studies with that pooled analysis of 654,000 individuals in 6 different cohort studies, published in the PLOS Medicine in 2012, quantified some of this. So the meeting minimum guidelines, which is 150 minutes per week of brisk walking, added an additional 3.4 years to your lifespan. Higher activity levels, 4.5 additional years. And even the minimum, which was 75 minutes per week, increased by 1.8 years. So you're going to increase your life by years. And that's not just increasing, being bedridden. No, this is increasing your physically good years. When you're moving, so if you've got a family, if you've got things to do, if you've got ambition, if you want to live a healthy life, movement is medicine. We'll come back to that again. All right, so exercise, point number 4. Stress has to go somewhere, and exercise dampens the response to cortisol regulation. So in 2021 randomly controlled trial from the University of British Columbia, published somewhere, demonstrates that vigorous exercise produced dampened cortisol response. So participants who exercised intensely before the stressful event handled stress better. And the way that they measured this had to do with their resting heart rate, as an example. And effectively, you can handle stress better. So we don't always choose when a stressful event happens. We don't always know when it's coming, whether it's the boss, the kids, the partner, the spouse, being stuck in traffic, being stuck in the line at the DMV, whatever it is. Sometimes stressful events happen, and your ability to handle that stress is improved if you're consistently moving. And specifically for anxiety, in 2023, there's a meta-analysis in the Frontiers of Psychology analyzing 9 randomly controlled trials, and they showed that basically people who move are able to reduce their anxiety. So high-frequency exercises produce the largest effects. And yoga particularly showed very strong effects. So high-intensity exercise triggers approximately 3-fold increase in beta endorphins. And that's like, feeling good. So you're going to feel 300% better if you move. You may have heard of the runner's high, right? Well, this is quantified. They're actually measuring something going on in the body. And so basically moving contributes to the exercise's mood elevating effects. So you're going to feel better, handle stress better if you're moving. Physical activity. Final point. You'll actually sleep better. Physical activity improves both subjective and objective sleep measures. In 2021, a meta-analysis of 22 randomly controlled trials with 1,800 plus participants found exercise significantly improved. And basically they're measuring in a particular metric called the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. And it reduced insomnia and decreased daytime sleepiness. So exercise increased your awakeness during the day and also helped you sleep better. So in your sleep efficiency increased by 1.2% on objective measures. So these are not just subjective, like I felt like I'm well rested. They're actually measuring how long you rested, your restlessness or waking up throughout the night, so you'll sleep better and you'll be more awake during the day. And it's not just one study. So Northwestern University of Aerobic Exercise Trial, published in Sleep Medicine 2010, showed that sedentary adults with chronic insomnia completed a 16-week moderate intensity exercise, showed a 4.8 point improvement in PSQI score. So this is another sleep measuring score, and gained an average of 1.25 additional hours of sleep per night. So effectively, if you have insomnia, you're going to benefit extraordinarily well, or you're going to have an increased impact on your sleep. So if you have insomnia, exercise is extremely important. It's kind of counterintuitive that the highs, like your high heart rate and pushing yourself physically, will help you calm down. So it actually helps the lows. In 2024, there's a network meta-analysis in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, compared exercise types across 28 different randomly controlled trials, 3,400 participants. Aerobic exercise ranked the highest for improving sleep and sleep latency. So the quality and latency, so how fast you fall asleep. And yoga excelled for sleep efficiency, so how well you slept while you were sleeping. What does that mean? It means that exercise is good for you. It's good for your brain. It helps you increase your energy throughout the day. So it's counterintuitive, but moving is actually medicine. Moving will help you be awake in the day. It helps your brain function better. It actually increases the volume, like the size of your brain physically, inside older adults. And it extends your lifespan. It reduces stress. It reduces your response to stress. So in other words, you're able to handle stress better. You can make decisions better, and you feel better. And it also helps improve your sleep. So exercise not only extends your life, increases your mood, increases your energy, it helps you calm down too. Sleep will improve. So that is really strong evidence, scientifically backed, that proves that movement is medicine. Movement is good for you. It extends your life, it improves your health, and really that's why I created WorkoutFlowApp. It'll help you get started. It'll help you not break those New Year resolutions after the first week or two. So you got to keep moving. Movement is medicine, and it's consistent movement really shows the benefits. So if you do have a New Year's resolution, keep going. This app can help you get started. Literally takes about 10 seconds after you sign up to hit start and actually begin a workout. And you don't need a bunch of equipment. You've got your body weight. That's all you need. You can get moving today. And yeah, I invite you, check out the app and download it. WorkoutFlow.app is our website. You can find the links there, or you can download it through Google Play or Apple App Store. So thanks for your time. Movement's medicine. That's the message.